Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. How is Aries feeling in this third week of September 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Aries is feeling first of all. The 3, excuse me, the 3 of Wands reversed. Now the 3 of Wands reversed is not taking action. It's after the planning phase. The planning phase is the 2 of Wands. We've gone beyond that, okay? So we've got a plan. However, we're not actuating it for some reason, okay? Welcome into the chat. I'm just on the sign of Aries, just started. Collective readings by zodiac sign, okay? The King of Swords reversed. Now, the King of Swords, when it's upright, is someone who is truthful, intelligent, a fantastic orator, public speaker, someone who's able to be incredibly divisive and can persuade people easily, like to serve the community. It's very positive when it's upright, okay? It's Aquarian energy, air energy. When you turn it around though, if someone has a silver tongue, they're able to persuade people and manipulate people and lie to people. It's that quality accentuated in quite a negative direction. They can also, in terms of communication, they could be blocking people. So with that lack of action, you could be blocking someone, Aries. You could have decided to cut contact with someone. Or you could be lying to them, manipulating them. You could have a kind of strategy. So it's one or the other. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Thanks for the likes. The 6 of Wands reversed is, well, when it's upright, it's success, it's victory, it's feeling recognised, noticed, celebrated for what you've achieved. When it's reversed, there's either failure or a lack of attention. Despite doing well, we're not feeling noticed. And I love reading, it could be that your person's not noticing you. But that's, how can it be any other way when we're not taking action and we're blocking or manipulating someone? I don't know, Aries, I'm not sure how else things could go. If you try to cut corners, if you try to trick people, if you treat someone mean to keep them keen, it can backfire. It looks like plans have backfired here. Some sort of strategy that's a bit underhand is backfired. Or you've self-sabotaged. Let's see who comes out in your reading. Let's get some cards for that. The King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so you're both in your masculine energy. That's not good. You're both trying to control the situation. For a nice balance, we need, I mean, everyone has masculine and feminine energy. It's just that we tend to take on more feminine or more masculine energy at any one time. And it's nice if one person has a bit more masculine energy whilst the other person has a bit more feminine. For example, you're going to butt heads, aren't you? If you're two alphas living in the same house, you might have respect for one another, but you're never going to agree on anything. You know, the exact thing that you admire one another for is going to be the demise of the relationship, because you're each going to be the one that's calling the shots, and that doesn't work. There has to be compromise. Or you could have it the other way, and you could have two passive people, really in their feminine energy, you know, expecting the other person to make the move, and then no one makes a move. Okay, and that's not good in business. That's not good in terms of house management. That's not good in terms of relationships. We need one person who's more fiery, more driven to take the initiative, more assertive, and we need one person who's more passive, more feminine, more nurturing. And you haven't got to be 100% anything, but and you can be a male and be that homemaker, more in the feminine energy, or more like happy-go-lucky, or willing to let the other person call the shots. It doesn't mean that you aren't a man, and it doesn't mean that, you know, if you're a man, that you've got to exhibit the more masculine, dominant energy. You haven't got to. There's a lot of women in 2025 that are the dominant force in their household, and it works. Sometimes you're forced to step up into your masculine energy. Say you've always been the stay-at-home wife, you know, when your husband becomes sick, or you become widowed, or they lose their job, you know, maybe you've had a part-time job and you step up to going full-time where you've always been at home. Or you know, maybe there's a lot of women that aren't good at running a household. They don't know how to organise anything around the house, you know, and they can be fantastic in the office. So you know, sometimes you need to have that non-traditional role, which is actually more common now. You know, men running the household, getting it all ticking over, like, yeah. So, with you both being in a masculine energy, there's a clash, and you're both reversed as well. It suggests that things are not great at the moment with you guys, to be honest. You could be misunderstanding each other, you know, not on the same page. Now, they're pentacles, so they're like trying to be very practical. They could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They don't have to be. But that person enjoys to be, their love language is to give gifts. They like security. They like, they will want a lot of assurance. They're very practical. They like material things. They could be good looking. They could focus a lot, you know, on like taking care of their environment and what they look like and having nice things. You could be someone that analyzes things a lot. You like to plan way in advance. Your love language is to do things for others, acts of service. Okay, if you're in an air energy. You could feel like you want to overly control something. And you definitely won't feel impulsive. I'm not saying this is you all the time. I'm saying this is you in the week ahead. This is your stance. This is their stance, okay? With them being King of Pentacles reversed, they could be in between jobs right now. They could have a lot of outgoings, or they could be overspending. The pentacles, you know, it's a pentacles card and it's reversed. The pentacles are falling out of the wallet, or, you know, there's a lot of outgoings, or there's less income for some reason. Let's get 2 more for them. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, hi, Luke. So I'm doing collective readings by zodiac sign. So if you watch your sign, I'm currently on Aries, but I'll go through all the zodiac signs. Or you can watch the sign of the person that you're interested in, or both. If you want a personal reading, you can look in the description for my channel, and it's £18 for a personal reading. I'll do 20 minutes and you'll know that it's your story. To be honest, a collective reading should resonate. Generally, it should resonate, because they, you know, I can't be over specific, but following the long-term narrative of your zodiac sign or the sign of your person should give you an indication of whether something is likely or unlikely at this point in time. And don't forget, circumstances change, external realities change, and therefore whether you are prepared to do something or you see something as possible changes. So that's why I encourage you to watch the long-term narrative rather than just saying, is it yes or no? Will I be with them, yes or no? Because a lot of people want an answer like that. And look, my twin flames just returned after a year and a half. I never thought I was going to see them again. So the tarot called it as well. So don't think that you're just going to ask a yes or no. And the whole point of like tarot is you learn lessons through life as and when spirit's prepared to let you know. You're not supposed to just have an answer like now about the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining myself well or not, but I think you get it. Someone a year ago might have thought me and them are not possible. Now they do, because my circumstances have changed, their circumstances have changed. So it might be a no a year ago, but a yes this year. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I do know, but if you don't want personal reading, watch the collective readings. They're completely free. And then when I get to 4,000 watch hours, I'm going to start doing live Q&As, so you will be able to get an answer for £10, something like that. An answer to a question that you've got. Like, if you say, are they thinking about me? I can obviously answer that. If you say, are we going to be together? Like, that's a bit too, like, final, isn't it? Does that make sense? Very rapid to the rescue. Hi, Samantha. Is it Samantha or Samanja? Samanja. Ace of Pentacles upright is really good news. Let me just close the windows because it's freezing. Hang on. Ace of Pentacles is what we want to see. Okay, so you can have a Page of Pentacles, which would be a small positive opportunity. An Ace of Pentacles is something financial, so assets, loans, job opportunities, something very, very positive and a large amount. Imagine this is like thousands of pentacles. Okay, aces are always something that we really want, that we've worked hard for, that we've wished for, but we've also, you know, if you could wish for like your dream job, but if you don't apply for any jobs, or you don't sign up to any agencies, or you don't take any courses, you know, what's that? So you got to make something happen in the real world. But as long as you're positive and as long as you like put some stuff out there, the universe is gonna, with an ace, they're giving you like, they're throwing you a bone. They're like, here you go, here's the thing that you want, here's the thing that you've been working hard for. And I really like that, because sometimes you've got to speculate to accumulate. Sometimes even a king or queen of pentacles is in between jobs, but they love to be secure, so you can bet that they will work until they're upright again. Okay, so it could be that they've been in a vibe of pouring, say if you're like investing into a business and you've got initial outgoings on top of like your like bills or whatever you've already got going out, expenses, your presents for the people, because they're very generous, that's going to be more outgoings, but then you get your return on your investment, don't you? So money ebbs and flows. We're like an earth sign. I'm biased because I'm an earth sign. I understand us though, like we're solid, we're very solid. We like to be secure financially. I'd say that's the first positive card that we've had out, so let's see what else comes out for them. Mojo's here. Oh, why? For goodness sake. Heartbreak. I wasn't expecting that, were you? Not after an Ace of Pentacles. Do you know what though? Look at this, Aries. Like, I'm not being funny, but I feel like you've done this. That's a lack of action, despite knowing what you want to do. That's being like underhand, manipulative, strategic. And we've got failure. I feel like you sabotaged something, and this person wanted to offer you like, maybe they wanted to offer you like to move in with them, or for them to move in with you and get on the mortgage and like be like a team. They're absolutely devastated. What was your last? Let me have a look at your last your last reading was be optimistic. You can't attract love with a negative mindset. Aries, like, I'm worried that you've like really got a chokehold on something that, well, it's gone beyond that. You've sabotaged something that could have been really good for you. Let's see what comes out in the outcome. They're gutted, they're absolutely devastated. Oh, you did a spiritual cleanse. This morning will be the first day with caffeine again. I wonder what will happen if you'll get like a headache the day after or something. Have you been having headaches? Because I would get headaches if I didn't have my coffee. The Hermit reversed. See, the Hermit upright is someone who's being introspective, someone who's looking within. It's the Major Arcana for Virgo. In the story of the Major Arcana, the Fool realises that the answers lie within him. Okay, so he can't ask other people, how do I feel about this situation, or what was my part in this, you know, particular... Because Other people can have an idea, but really the two people in a connection know who played what part. You know what part you played, and if you don't reflect and if you don't take accountability, then it could come out this way where it's like we're avoiding looking within. You know, like a fire sign might say that's for mugs, that's for suckers. I'm not letting my fire be put out by getting all emotional and like that's weak. You know, like you know, your Aries the ram, you're the emperor, your fire energy, you're unrelenting, you're stoic, you graft, but you are overly ambitious sometimes, like if we're honest, and sometimes you are arrogant. Fire signs are arrogant, and we can all be arrogant, you know. But I wonder if you underestimated this person and you've missed out on a good thing because they're genuinely gutted, they're genuinely devastated, and if you meet someone when the chips are down, we could all do that and like think, oh no, that's not sexy to me, that's not attractive. I want someone who's going places, or they're not on the same level as me, and you could disregard them. But look, they've got an Ace of Pentacles, and let's see what else comes out. I think there's a need to go within here and have a little think about what's gone down. Queen of Cups. See, that can be an energy of like being more emotionally intelligent, slowing down, being patient, forgiving, being in your feels, absorbing, you know, any like tension and not projecting it onto anyone. Being emotionally intelligent, caring, forgiving, understanding, patient. It's a nice energy. It's a feminine energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. See, the Wheel of Fortune reversed is being trapped in a karmic cycle. The wheel is not going to turn until we stop self-sabotaging, until we stop being arrogant or disregarding people, or for example, a negative behavior pattern is to gossip. It's very low vibrational, but people do it. Some people do it more than, you know, many people put together. They're obsessed with it because, I don't know, they're bored or they're jealous or they're frustrated, things aren't going their way. A negative behavior pattern will be seeing red flags and not heeding the warnings and staying in something. A negative behavior pattern could be self-sabotage. I think once you reflect, this wheel will turn upright. But do you understand that this is basically a continuation of the message that we got last week, which is like with a negative mindset, you're extinguishing the fire that you're supposed to be stoking. It's very important as well. When I was in my 20s as a female, I would put down the person I was going out with, and I think you can really, with some backhanded comments or sarcasm and when you speak harsh words to someone, or you're flippant, or you're kind of way with the person that you're undermining them, and it erodes their sense of like not only their confidence and their self-esteem, but they just view you as someone that can't stand them, basically. If you keep giving out that vibe, you can kill something dead really quickly. Where you've got to a point where you think you're super safe in it. I don't think you do want to be in it. I don't think you've done this accidentally. I think you've stopped it on purpose, but I think you've possibly cut off your nose to spite your face here. Because I don't think this person was a bad option. It's possibly ego that's got in the way, but let's find out. You don't have to be with anyone, but there's some sort of behaviour here that's unhealthy, and there's a lack of reflection and introspection. And you're showing up as someone who's been either stubborn, like stubbornly blocking someone, or manipulative and halting, putting the brakes on something unnecessarily. And you don't look like you're suffering over it. You look, like you just think, oh yeah, managed to like solve that problem. And I think you're the one that's missed out, actually. Why is this King of Pentacles in the reverse? Undecided, choosing between lovers competing for affection. Did you make this person compete for your affection? Or did they make you compete for theirs? Someone's being half in and half out here. Or they could be very good looking and it's created like trust issues. It could be a bit like of a natural flirt. Just because someone's flirty doesn't mean they would actually act upon it. Do you know what I mean? Awakened rebirth. Become conscious, stay aware, and embrace the renewal of your essence. Oh my god, look at this. That's so weird what just happened then. See, these two flipped over on the top, and then it's so weird. It's like the card slid out and it turned over to make me see it. So we've got private relationship, sex shop, and falling apart, falling into pieces. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is going on here? That's just freaked me out. Oh, that's happened, you know. It's like I'm not in control of my own hands. It's freaking me out. That's freaking me out, that. I don't know who it is, Aries. I don't know if it's them. I don't know if it's you. Um, there's been foolishness here with regards to... I don't know why I keep getting this vibe of like, you're an emperor. You're like, you've got like this sense of status, ego. You're very concerned with having someone that matches what you're about. And like, if they didn't appear like they match, you could have like forced them to be with you, but not in a public relationship. Like, you could have kept it secret, and they've wanted it to become more. Is that's where I'm going with this, but I could always be wrong. But I'm sure spirit will point me back in the right direction if that's not the case, because they are genuinely, I'm not lying, like, they're genuinely devastated with the Three of Swords. That's like my heart broken, and they were offering you an Ace of Pentacles, and you're the one that's put the brakes on. So it's either that they are good looking and a bit of a player, and therefore you're like, well, why would someone like that be trustworthy? Or you got a bit carried away with, like, treating them like an option, and they're like, what? Because obviously you're high value, so they're thinking, well, I want to step up and, like, offer the Emperor like X, Y, or Z. And you've been like, whoa, you're just like a toy boy, or you're just like, you know. Your smile once lit up my entire world. It's making me really sad, and it's not my story. It's actually making me feel really sad. It's clairsentience. Someone's crying about this. An aura with no dimmer switch. Let's have a look. You're my soulmate. They're completely in love with you. Maybe they were going to propose. Maybe they did propose. Maybe they're going to propose next week, and you're going to turn them down. An Ace of Pentacles could be getting on a mortgage together, buying a house together, proposing. It's something really huge, like eloping, relocating together, having a child together. It must be written in the stars, because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. Aries. I'm actually, like, annoyed with you. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone is feeling, watch what they are doing. Oh, are you not into them? You're not into it, and it's either what they look like, or you just think that they're, like, below you, like, status-wise. Open yourself to love. It is safe for you to let your heart be seen. Don't be scared. Whatever your reason is, Aries, I do feel like you should reconsider, because if you're worried that people will think something because they're a subordinate in work, that can be sorted out. If you're worried about culture, religion, race, class, maybe try to drop the ego and think, like, about this person's solid. Yeah, like, they've got an Ace of Pentacles, a King of Pentacles. They've got money, like, they've got a really good future ahead of them. And they actually really do love you. I don't know if they're younger, I don't know if they're the same age or older. I don't know what it is that you're bothered about, but I think it's ego-based. If they're not, they're not your usual type, or, like, you've miscalculated this somehow. Let's get a message from them. I miss you. Do you miss me? 8 of Cups, that is, isn't it? You definitely ended this. They are devastated. You're a heartbreaker, Aries. Oh my god, what's this? Expect to settle. Do you know what it made? My first thought when I read that was like, expect to settle, like as in settling for less than what the best is. And then I thought, well, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like expect to settle down. Depends which way you interpret it, doesn't it? Expect to settle, or like you're gonna have to settle for like someone with their warts and all, you know what I mean? Like unconditional love means the person isn't perfect, but there's gonna be really good stuff about this person. I don't know. Or if you don't open yourself up to love, then you can expect to settle. Like if you're letting your ego get in the way of true love, expect to settle for like someone who you think is the right status, and then they turn out to be a total narcissist, you know, like a GP who thinks like they are God or something, you know, like, because you can get people who are in very high status jobs that actually, I'm not saying that's everyone, but the personality, like the character and everything, it's a bit off. And so you've got like 2 nice cars sat on the drive, or you got like, do you know what I'm trying to say, don't you? Like they're very aloof, like they're not very nurturing, not very like interested in like passion or anything like that. They're just aloof and like, okay, it looks shiny from the outside, but what is that really? Do you know what I mean? I think this is, if you don't open up to true love, then you can expect to settle, because your other advice is open yourself to love. Actions speak louder than words, and your actions at the moment are to cut it dead and sabotage. And this person's actions are to offer you a huge level up, like through nothing but hard work and determination. So you'd think that you'd really admire that. I feel like I'm telling you off, but I think that's my job today. I think that's my job today, guys. Eclipse. Dance with your shadows, discover hidden aspects of yourself in the darkness. I'm telling you now that your job, your homework, is to reflect, okay? I want you to really think about what it is that you're worried about. What are you worried about? Is it something really superficial? Like, oh, they haven't got the nicest car, or they haven't got the biggest house, or they seem a bit too much creative or in their feels. Like there's something you really don't like about this person, but it's ego based. You're doing a good thing. Unless you're afraid of, being in love. You can be someone who's mature, right? You can be a king or a queen. You can have kids, and you could have married the first person you fell in love with, and you fell in love with a narc. And then so you don't know what it's like, to love someone with all your heart. You know what it's like to have been in love, fallen out of love and hated that person. So you become like someone that's not available to love, and you actually see it as a very negative thing, something that makes you weak, something that makes you susceptible to chaos, susceptible to, you know, bad things happening to you. We need to get you some advice. Intentions. Today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, I can make today whatever I want. My intention for the day is, and then you fill in the gap. Tape this card behind your door so you may remember as you leave your house. You're being encouraged again, like, it's time to turn over a new leaf, Aries, like, stop sabotaging. You're gonna have to make yourself vulnerable. You deserve to have an advisor. Every emperor needs, you know, a second in command for when you're not on top of your game, for when you've, you know, had just about enough for a long time. You need to be able to recharge, have pillow talk, and let your guard down with a confidant, with someone who's there for you to help you recharge, so you can be vulnerable at times, like. And that's going to be scary, and it's going to be different to what you're used to doing. But you are being more than encouraged. You're being ordered by the universe to do it. Don't cut things dead based off of ego, fear, you know, preconceptions, preconceived ideas, prejudgment about people. Give them a chance. Don't project stuff that's happened to you previously onto new people, because not everyone's out to get you. If you're ever not sure, you just slow things down, you just go slow. You don't have to stop it completely. But if you rush into anything with anyone, that's a gamble, and that's obviously not a good idea. But definitely, you're missing out on a good one here if you don't open up. A time of great prosperity is on the horizon. So that could be personal to you, or it could be that you reconsider this person, and with that Ace of Pentacles, you know, you get a King of Pentacles in the upright. You may need to yield a little bit, you know, soften up, step down off the chariot, take off the armour, open up. I think I've pulled everything I can for you, Aries. Let me get you an angel number. I'm not getting a divine timing because it's obvious that what you need to do is some reflection and move in a different way to what you've been doing, okay? There's no point getting a timing on that. Or nothing's going to change until you change. 1818 willpower. Achievements, success, striving forwards, prosperity. You've had prosperity twice now. Go-getters, courage and luck. Wow, significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavours and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. Oh, it's their Ace of Pentacles. Aries, come on now. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. I think the same energy and enthusiasm and unrelenting attitude that you have towards, you're so ambitious and like you don't stop until it's achieved, and that's amazing. That's fantastic. But apply it to someone that's really, rooting for you and wanting to help you and provide you with a solid pentacles laden future. Like, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Think about what could be achieved being with someone that matches your level of success, your level of determination, your level of like greatness. All things are possible like that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Let's move on to Taurus. If you liked the reading, please give it a like. Share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. Hype me up. It's all noticed. I check everything. I check all my stats all the time. I can see where the channel's being shared to, and it's very much appreciated. Okay, we're in. It's blowing an absolute gale in the northwest of England today. It's that swirly wind that makes your hair go up in the sky and across your face. Gives you a moustache and like, oh, just, you look ridiculous walking down the street. Like, the hood blows down, umbrella goes inside out, it's blustery. I went out for a walk and I was just trying to like keep everything on. It's like Marilyn Monroe going down the street. I was going to say Mary Poppins, then I looked down. Oh my god, that's weird, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking of people taking off with the umbrella, and I thought Mary Poppins and looked down, and there in red beads written that. Oh my god, that's weird. Yeah, bald and bearded. Everything stays where it should. Okay, spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Taurus's high